Nigel, our fourth meeting with Swansea this season. How key is it to get a positive result ahead of the international break?
I think in the context of what happened last night for us, it'll be a big game for us. I think we've done really well since the sort of Christmas period, and had lots of positives. Had some setbacks too with injuries, which have asked different questions of the squad. And so we go into this game on the back of a defeat at Luton, which was a tough game for us. But I thought after a difficult start, we showed some good fighting characteristics too. So, you know, it's going to be important for us to finish this block of games with a good result more than anything. It would be good to get a good performance and a good result. But as much as anything, we want to try and pass that 50 points mark, and then look to the last block of games and see where we can get to. So that's the challenge for us.
What do the two draws and the win at the Swansea.com Stadium in the Cup tell you about how this game's going to play out?
Well, they haven't changed the way that they play, and I suppose to a large extent we haven't either. So it's two sides with contrasting styles. It will depend on who can really get a grip of the game, because they're a side who like to pass the ball a lot, and I would expect them to do exactly the same. What we have to try and do, though, is put them under pressure, because they've had a bit of a difficult run themselves. And whenever teams go through those periods, because we know what it's like ourselves, and it can affect sometimes your confidence, and sometimes it can affect the mood around the ground. We have to go there with a very clear idea of what we're trying to do, and that is be very much ourselves, play with a freedom to just go and do what we can to win the game. That's what I'll be asking our players to do again, and just important that we get a positive performance, really.
You say they haven't changed, possession-based team, perhaps a different style from what we faced recently. So in terms of our ability to transition and create opportunities on the counter-attack, are you looking forward to perhaps going back to that style of opposition?
Yeah, maybe a bit. But, I mean, when we played Luton last night, I mean, they really just did. They're a strong side, physically strong as well. But we finished the game stronger than them as well, in terms of our ability physically. What they presented to us is a very direct and aerial problem that was difficult sometimes to deal with. But I thought like I say, I think we've come a long way in the fact that we were able to deal with that. We defended set plays well. This game against Swansea will be a game where they try and pass the ball into the box. They have some dangerous players, and we have to be able to deal with that as a different type of a problem. But look, it's always about going and just enjoying the challenge. And we have players now in the side who, are making progress themselves individually, young players coming through. Good for them to pit their wits against a side who have done pretty well over a number of years. So, we've just got to go there with a positive mindset and make sure that we do the job. When we've gone onto the pitch and basically done what we've talked about doing and done it with a enthusiasm, we've played well and managed to get some really good results.
You talked after the Luton Town game about being pleased with the character the team showed, especially in the second half. Yeah. When you've got a small squad, is character even more important? Because actually it's those players who are having to go out and do it again. I know you're not big on changing the team, but you see what I'm saying about...
I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah. You're absolutely right, but also there is the change that we've got players who I think in the past may have struggled with having a difficult period in a game, and they were able to play through it and did well in the end. And we'll need that again, because yes, it is the same group of players, but that brings different challenges. But actually, for the players themselves, you've heard me say before that sometimes players have to play through difficult times, and sometimes out of necessity. But actually, sometimes it's good for them to learn to find different ways of succeeding in the team, and that doesn't always mean playing at the top end of their own game themselves. It means just being able to do their job and function for the team, because the team's the most important thing.
We are a bit light on availability, and you only named 6 on the bench at Kenilworth Road. Any likelihood of any players coming back into the mix for Sunday, and then, if not, for the Reading game on April the 1st?
We should have another 3 back after the international break, which is good for us. The only reason that we didn't put any more players on the bench is because our under-21s had a 2-hour ordeal 2 days before, and it was we would have put at least one of those players on the bench, and so it's we'll have a full complement for this game, and we'll see whether we get somebody back for this game. Hopefully, we may get somebody back, but if not, then the likes of Matty James, Cal Naismith, Tommy Conway will be they should be available after the break, which is positive. Hopefully, Thomas Callis will be making more progress, so that will be an encouragement for us too. So it comes at a decent time for us, but we want to finish this group of games with a good result.